My name is Chloe Chambers. I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I'm racing for Campos Racing in Formula.One Academy. So I started racing when I was 8 years old. I raced go-karts throughout the United States and Canada, and in 2021, I moved into Formula 4 in the United States. And then in 2022, I started racing in W Series for the year. And then last year, 2023, started off the season in Formula Regional Oceania, which is based in New Zealand, and then moved into Porsche Sprint Challenge for the remainder of the year. And now for 2024, I'll be in F1 Academy. I will be representing Haas F1 team and racing for Campos Racing in F1 Academy. And generally, I'm super excited to be in such a high-profile series with some really good competition, super credible teams, both F1 teams and the race teams, and just generally having a nice full season and traveling a lot to a lot of really, really cool tracks. I think it's important that F1 Academy exists because it's ultimately helping progress females into higher levels of motorsport, giving females a platform to obviously race each other, but also develop as drivers. And I think it's in probably the best environment you could be in, racing alongside Formula 1. Racing alongside F1 is super cool to me. I raced in W Series, which was also with the F1 calendar, so I have a little bit of experience with that. But I think being on such a big platform with all the Formula 1 teams there, all the fans there, and at all the tracks in their peak state for Formula 1 is probably just the best environment to be in for racing. I'm really looking forward to the calendar for F1 Academy. A lot of the tracks are new to me, and many of the other drivers as well, but specifically Miami, since it's my home race and also Haas's home race. My biggest challenge will be learning all the tracks, of course. Majority of the tracks I haven't driven on, but I think it's good to be with such great teams and be able to have testing beforehand, and just generally, will make me feel a lot more confident heading into the race weekends. My goals are generally to develop myself, of course. I continually want to be improving and learning new things, and I think probably ending up somewhere in the top 5 is a really feasible goal, and I'm looking forward to achieving that. I found that the transition between open wheel and sports cars, for me personally, actually is relatively smooth. The two cars are so different to drive and to race that for me it's relatively easy to switch between the two. I enjoy them both for different reasons, so I couldn't pick a favorite, but ultimately the goal for me is to stay in open wheel as long as possible. So to end back up in F1 Academy this year in 2024 is pretty much the best place that I could have ended up for this year. Representing the only American Formula 1 team is definitely really, really awesome, especially with how many races there are in the US, and of course with me being American. Only one of 2 drivers from the States in the series, and it's really cool to have kind of a team that's in the kind of culture that I am, and with all the American Formula 1 races, there's a lot of areas to celebrate. So signing with A14 was a huge benefit for me, specifically because I don't come from a racing family, nor do I come from any kind of European racing before this. So getting those connections that come through Fernando and his team will be a huge help to me. I have connections in the States, but ultimately the Formula 1 is based in Europe, and the higher levels of motorsport are based in Europe. So to get the connections in Europe that I otherwise wouldn't be able to have is the biggest benefit of signing with A14. So I hold the Guinness World Record for the fastest vehicular slalom, meaning there are 50 markers set up down an airport runway, and I weaved in and out of the cones in a Porsche 718 Spyder. I would say so for any driver in general, really. I give the same advice. Ultimately, it's up to the willingness to learn and take in information, and not just take in the information, but also act upon it.